Alright, let's get out of there. Okay, so, anybody else obsessed with seltzer water? Like, I don't drink soda or really anything else but seltzer water. Um, or the regular water, but I like the bubbles. Anyway, I don't have the mic set up, which I'm looking at the levels right here, and looks like I'm gonna set up the mic just because I don't want to be too quiet, you know. Plus, hold on, let me turn this off. Almost always, no, I always have a fan going, so I like the background noise. It really helps me out. Anyway, so I'm going to create a brand new image. I'm going to use the one I used for the first image, the, I don't know, custom document. Let's do a preset actually. I've never made a preset. Well, I wouldn't say never, because I've been using Photoshop for like 20 years. But so yeah. Yeah, what's this? Oh. Oh. Well, okay. Well, would you look at that? All right, cool. Look at that. We're both learning, or all learning something new today. So I downloaded some, that should be in there. Actually, that shouldn't be in there, that should be in there. So I downloaded a few pictures. That's a web picture, come on. Alright, this is not the way to do this, but since I'm kind of lazy, actually, I don't even think I'm going to use this image, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of that. I have no idea where my screenshots go these days either. Boy, I'm on it right now. Let's see, I think they're in other QuickTime recordings. Here we go. Chapters, book. Oh, yeah, it shouldn't be in chapter 1. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to open these up in Photoshop. Let me actually move this out of here for just a second. So I found this image like that, and click and drag that over. Wow, look how much smaller it is. Alright, let's convert that to a small, or a smart object. Let's see how much bigger we can actually make this without screwing it up. Dang, that worked pretty darn well. Alright. See. I'm going to click, drag that over. We do the same thing. Convert to smart object so we don't lose the quality. Oh, no, option. There it is. Actually, I'm just going to make that huge. There we go. Trim that one inside. All right. And then, oh, I don't have a way to see if anybody shows up. Let's go on. I didn't have anybody on live last time, and I think I got one view after the fact. But just in case, I'm going to pop over here, open that up. Whoop, turn the volume all the way down. There we go. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay, but at least I'll have it. Let's go. Live chat. Perfect. I don't know how delayed it is. Whew, ha. Whew, ha. Oh man, that's super delayed. That's alright. So, wow, no way. Oh my gosh, it just now had me move back and forth. Good grief. So, well, we'll do the best we can, per usual. Alright, and there's a snake. Nope, before we resize, and go over here, create smart object so we don't lose the quality. And then, you want to see what I'm talking about? Let's see if it really makes a big difference. Okay, so that's when we create it as a smart object, or when we resize it. Let's see what it looks like when we don't make it a smart object first. Honestly, I don't really think it made a difference. Yeah, all right, whatever. Let me make that smaller. So here's my thought process picking these images. This one is going to be the scene, and I'm going to I'm probably going to bring the floor down some, and then the ceiling up some, or I might honestly actually make these windows bigger and fit this kind of setup in there, even though this is like a corner. I'm still going to be able to use it for this. And what is going to end up happening, and again, if you saw my last video, I like to just kind of throw things together at first to get it up there, I guess, if you will, and then work with it. So I'm thinking something to this effect, make this big, and then this is going to be a scene instead of what's in here, because there's a glare and it's weird and I'm not into it. This one looks a lot better. And instead of like going through, another thing too is that like I really want to separate the foreground and background, well, basically all the elements anyway. And so while I'm doing it, I might as well add in a scene that I like. And then this is going to end up being, this image here is going to end up being somewhere like here. Oh, I forgot to get a little boy, didn't I? Man. Well, let's see if I can go find a little boy on like Unsplashed. Unsplash is a freely usable images. There's just not open source. What am I trying to say here? They're free images, basically high resolution. You don't have to pay for them. Whatever. Little kid. I don't know. Wow. That'd be kind of funny if he was looking like sideways. Um, um, I need like a full body shot. Oh, that's kind of cool, but it's a little girl, so that's probably not going to work for Harry Potter. All right, let's do boy. Dang, if he wasn't shirtless. Um, that one's kind of cool. Wonder if it'll give me similar. Yep. These are too dark. Okay. Well, I don't want that. That's not going to work. I do like that picture, though. It's kind of cool, but it's not going to work for what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. So this is why I tried to plan ahead and have this set up for you guys. So, dang, I wonder if I can use this and then just add like clothes to them. No, because the snake's going to be on the ground. Dang it. Harry wouldn't have been wearing a tank top. Sweet. This is going well so far. Boy. I wish I didn't. Child? I don't know. Family, toddler, parent. No, he was basically 11. 10. Hmm. What? These people are not childs. They're not children anymore. So she's definitely not a child. Dang it. Hmm. Oh. No. Not gonna work. Barefoot. Dang, I did not anticipate this being difficult. I don't know why. I thought this would just be like quick and easy. Hmm. I'm using this. I'm going to put shoes on him, but I'm using this. Kid shoes. Really? This is a kid's shoe? Come on. Throw me a freaking bone here, guys. Oh. Oh, snap. Oh. We got some Air Force Ones. We're definitely using Air Force Ones. Alright. So, now that that's taken care of, gotta throw that in there. Open with Photoshop. And throw that here. Look at that, there's like no shadow on here. It's kind of wild, huh? Add the shoes. There we go. I'm going to take out, so I don't need that anymore. I'm going to take out, don't need that anymore. And don't need that anymore. Alright. And then, what else? So I'm going to get rid of this. So I don't have it up on my TV this time because it kind of makes my computer a little slow. Or I don't actually know if that's what makes it slow, but okay. There's the kid. Super harsh shadows though, huh? That's unfortunate. Alright, just so I can get an idea, I'm going to make a super rough cut around him and mask that out. Okay. So we've got that, and then the shoes are going to go on top. I'm going to start grouping these together and labeling them. Kid. Snake. Snake home. Mike, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming in. I didn't expect anybody to come in. I'm having a rough go at this. I found some I'm just kind of makeshifting this. So here's the thing. I'm gonna recap real quick. I started early, so I got the second chapter in the first book. They go to the zoo, and I guess I just assumed people knew these things. I don't know, but yeah, they go to the zoo, and at the zoo, the glass at the reptile exhibit, the snake exhibit, disappears and the snake escapes. So, and at one point, Harry, the main character, talks to the snake. So I found this kid with these sweet Air Force Ones because he's barefoot at the beach. So basically, I mean, the proportions are all off and all that, but I know you got a good imagination. I'm going to throw these Air Force Ones on this kid, ish. And then this boy's going to be like, what up, snake? And then that's going to be the foreground. In the background, I'm putting this little exhibit, I guess, inside here. But I think more than that, I'm probably gonna make open this up and just be one big pane of glass, kind of like it is here, and literally just insert this whole thing. But we'll see. I don't know yet. Let's kind of wing it. And a lot of times, the only reason I wing it is because I end up messing it up and correcting mistakes in a way that I know how, and it doesn't end up being the way I thought it was going to be. That's just the honest truth. So anyway, that's it. So this is going to be the Bob Ross hour. Except less happy trees and more Air Force Ones apparently. Thanks. I don't really ever think silly, but I don't think out loud. I kind of just do a lot of stuff. So this is I think streaming or going live or whatever is forcing me to actually pay attention to why and speak it out loud, I guess, if that makes sense. And then it kind of makes it more, not more real, but just I don't know, gives me it. I don't know how to explain it. Wow, I'm not marking all those notches. Screw that. You're never gonna be able to notice. I love this because when you're doing this stuff, you always notice how not fake it looks, but the tiny little imperfections. And then when you zoom out and show somebody, no one ever notices. You're like, man, this looks like crap. And everybody's like, dang, that's not crap at all. Not really like that, but I've also found that those speed edits, basically making a time lapse of all this, is way more entertaining than watching it live. But I think it'd be fun to be able to I don't know how, but turn this into a conversation, I don't know. I don't really know. I just think it'd be fun to make it more interactive somehow. So, I do know that I think it'd be fun to get people involved to be like, yo, what scene should I make for the next chapter? That kind of stuff. I mean, you'd have to be somewhat familiar with the books, obviously, to know what's in the next chapter. But I think that would be kind of fun. Or be like, oh, why am I doing his leg? Or be like, oh, should I change this shoe color? Or do I leave the Nike sign in just to be funny or take it out? I don't know. Is that kind of dumb? I think it'd be kind of fun to have other people help me make these decisions. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal out of this shoe. It's going to be a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Did I ever show you, if you're still here, check this out. I made... Well, there it is. Alright. So I want to do little giveaways. Oh, let me put these back in. I've made polls, dude. Nobody replies to them. Or at least I've had. Let's see. I made a poll today, and a couple people replied, but typically no. I get one person maybe. So I don't really get help with polls. I know everybody says to make a poll, but I don't really people online don't really pay attention to me. I don't know. I know that sounds pessimistic and stuff. I don't mean it like that, but it's more just I don't know what it is. But anyway, I've got these little stickers, but that's not what I was going to show you. this. So I'm making, it's upside down, nice. Okay, I'm making I'm making these into these, basically they're like Polaroids, right? I really wish this video, like I wish my chat was on time, but I'm making Polaroids. It's actually Fujifilm's version of an instant print, and I have a printer for them, and I can print digital images, and so that's kind of where all this is going. Is I'm making digital images, and if this is the first chapter, that's what that image is of. I don't know if it's, I got this like set up, it's all shiny and bright, but anyway, that's what I'm making with all these. There's a bunch of just digital, or sorry, but yeah, these instant prints basically, which they're kind of wild. So I changed the, like, one of these is kind of dark, one of them is kind of light, and all that stuff. So it has a really like interesting vintage feel to it, and they all, like, even if I print the exact same image, they're all slightly different. They're obviously not high quality. Like, it looks like an old Polaroid, but it's kind of cool. Like, I think it's kind of neat. I've never seen anybody else Photoshop stuff and then put it on a Polaroid or an instant print. So I thought that was kind of just a fun little perk. Like, you get, fancy fine print, crazy framed images and stuff, but I've never seen anybody do anything like that. So I thought that was really, really kind of fun. I mean, I threw a little bit of money at it and whatever, but honestly, it's just kind of pretty darn fun. Oh, I need to make that a selection first. Yeah, thank you. See, and that's another thing too, is I'm glad you used unique, because that was the name of the shop. So I was like, okay, well, all right. So I made these shirts and stuff, and I'm like, it's not very unique. You know what I mean? Like, I do like the shirts, and I think they're cool, and I'm kind of proud of them and stuff. But they're not. First of all, I have another company make them, so they're not even me hand making them or anything like that. And I don't even intend to make them like that, because the whole, like, not my whole purpose, but like, I want to live like on the go. You know what I mean? Like, I want to travel, and I can't really travel with a screen printing setup. That just doesn't make any sense. So to have it like outsourced to a different company, shirts are a great way to just kind of, I don't know, throw your name around and have people support you. Plus, they're like, I don't know, everybody wears shirts. But that wasn't cool. Like, unique, I wanted it to be unique, and I was just like, it's super cool. First of all, I think it's really neat, so I would buy them. So I'm like, all right, deal. Let's do it that way. Anyway, got me rambling. I guess I have to ramble. Man, this is way out of my comfort zone. I am not a talker. Wow, look how awful. Just like straight craziness. It is fun to see someone, like, just, I don't know, like, I'll be the first to admit, I am, especially lately, like, I have had a pretty rough go of things in my head for, I don't know, 20 years or something, whatever it's been. But lately I've really had to step back away from, like, social media and the internet in general, and even like doing graphic design and stuff. Like, I have turned down a lot of jobs, a lot of people, a lot of new things, a lot of money. But like, I needed to step back, because I was losing it in a bad way, and that's not cool. Like, life is too awesome to be doing all that. And so I was like, all right, well, what am I doing? Like, I need to just not do that anymore. So I took a step back from a lot of stuff lately, and I mean, I don't know. you remember, Mike, when I was in Bloomington, like I was super duper poor then, but I was happier than I'd been in a long time. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to like find the simple stuff again and like enjoy just making things, and like if people show up here, cool. If not, cool. Like if they buy stuff, cool. If not, cool. I'm just trying to be better for myself first of all, but just like friends and family and stuff, and then but I realized like I can't help other people. I can't like support other people. I can't do anything well until I start loving myself again. This is getting way off topic. Anywho, um, but anyway, that's the whole point of doing this was just to have fun for me. I wanted, and then I decided. Look at this. I decided to do all the chapters in all the books. That's 198 freaking images, which is going to take like 4 years if I do one a week like this. Um, but yeah, it is a really cool feeling. I mean, when people like buy your stuff and you didn't know, and just like it's it's really cool to even if they don't buy it, but just like I don't know, them just sending people your way or something like that. Like I don't know, it's just cool. It's fun. I don't know why was I using the eraser tool there. Oh my gosh, I was, dude. Don't let me do that. No, I wasn't. Ooh, we're talking while doing this. I might have to get used to this. This is way out of my comfort zone. I'm too shy for this, man. Too awkward for this too. Um, but yeah, just making these. Look at this, dude. Okay, so I'm spending all this time on this one shoe, and this thing is gonna be. Let's just put it into perspective. Let's try to get it for real size right now. All right, this kid is gonna be about. Mm, he should probably be bigger than that, though. Honestly, about that size. So I was spending all that time, spend like 20 minutes on this dang shoe, and it's gonna be something you're never even gonna notice. It's so silly. Um, yeah. So, um, but I don't know how much you edit images and stuff anymore, but um, dude, is this his leg right here? Like, am I supposed to crop that out too? No, that's not his leg. Wow, if I zoomed in, I would know that. Alright, let's see if I can mess this up anymore. So, um, yeah, I know, you gotta like, it's interesting, because what I've learned is that, yeah, what I've learned about this kind of stuff is that, like, the main thing, you gotta look at this kid, right? He has severe shadows on his face, which I have no idea how to fix. I mean, I do, I'll wing it, clone stamping and stuff, but like obviously it's a sunset on the beach, and I'm gonna put this kid inside a museum or a zoo or whatever. So this automatically makes no sense so far. But then you look at these shoes do not match the lighting. The shadows and the lighting and the colors are what makes or breaks an image. Um, and that's been something that I've really started to work on. And I've been watching other people um, make art like this, like other Photoshop artists and whatever else. And they, man, some people out there, there's this kid. His name is, it's Benny Productions. Benny. Dude, that kid is unreal. And he's like 19 or 18 or something. The kid is, it doesn't make any sense like how good he is. But I've been watching his stuff, and it's like on YouTube and whatnot, and it's really, really cool. Um, anyway, I should have warped this actually. I'm going to warp this. Edit, transform, warp. So now I'm going to drop down this opacity and see if I can put this foot in this shoe to where it doesn't look completely off and bad. I need to drop it even more. Man, I thought his foot was more like sideways, not angled out. What you doing there, guy? There we go. But his pants are probably going to be over this anyway, right? So let me just do something like that. Do a little bit of that. Squatting it up. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's just a $1 million shot right there. So the other, like this, I'm going to have to take that. I'm going to actually have to rasterize this layer first now. Okay, I'm going to clone his butt here. And, nope, clone it from here. Just to get rid of this sand here. That's better. Okay. I know, right? Jeez. I gotta change it. I gotta get rid of that Nike sign, though. I don't want it to have Air Force Ones. It's supposed to be set in the 80s. I guess, yeah, 80. Well, this would have been the 80s. It's like 80, 90. Okay. So, but here's the thing too, is that when you throw, we're gonna do an adjustment layer. I'm gonna take this. We're gonna do brightness and contrast. I'm gonna take the brightness of this, and you'll see here in just a second. Shoot, that's the one. Hold on, let me get out of there. I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna do levels. I like levels better. I don't know why. I don't really know the difference, to be honest, or like what they actually do. So it looks pretty much the same. Except I'm gonna clip it to just the shoe. Right? Geez, like the kid's gonna be a gangster, and he's definitely not. It's supposed to be like all hand-me-down clothes, which I thought was cool because like his jacket or like this looks so big on him, so that kind of works. But not red. That looks completely terrible. But I need to make the shadows, so that's where this was going. And then we're gonna click on that, invert it so it's all gone. I'll turn this to white so it's all there. Hardness, and we'll start painting shadows. Yeah. And then this is when it starts looking good. Except I need to go back to this mask tool, paint it black, and get rid of that because his shirt's in the way. Nope, that one. Yep. I'll go back. Kind of do a. Oh, that's ugly. Wait, I wouldn't even need to. I'm so silly. Alright, let's go. Nope. This one. Yeah, that's the ticket. Change the opacity down. See, once you start adding shadows, make it a little more drastic. Even though this is totally premature on what I should be doing at the moment, I just like adding it to where there's shadows. Nope. Alright, so the lighting's going to be from above. So he's really going to have, like, his shirt's going to be up under here. And his leg just looks way too terrible. But that's a different layer. Take that, levels on that. Take it. Wow, that's awful. That's why it's awful. There we go. Did I do that with that too? Yep. That's why it turned red. Yeah. I told you just a little bit, and this isn't even good. Like, this is just like... Wait, why is that kid? Oh, because I... Let me swap this. So, but yeah, like... It'll start, like, once you actually get in there and start messing with it. Like, these are the... It's so funny because when you, like, Photoshop the whole... I mean, people draw with it and all that other stuff, but, like, it's funny because the best Photoshop is the one where it doesn't even look like you did anything. And that's, like, really cool, but it's also, like, frustrating that, you know, you spend 12 hours on something and people are like, oh yeah, it's a picture. You're just like, no man, I built that picture. But I find it, like, kind of like a really, I don't know, like a really big compliment if somebody doesn't realize it's photoshopped. I mean, obviously, when you take something like a dude flying a motorcycle and stuff, but the idea is to make it so realistic that you can't tell that it's completely photoshopped, and that's what's fun to me. Like, I want it to look, and I've had people, some of my pictures, I've had people be like, I can't believe you did that. I was like, dude, it's all fake. The computer did that. But it's fun. Like, I really enjoy it. Because, like, all these little tiny things add up. I'll definitely do that. Before and after. Like, I'm gonna, like, I made a speed edit. I don't know if you saw that, but, like, it's basically like a time lapse with some... Joe Harris makes beats and stuff, so I use his beats to like, just overlaid on top of a video, and I took like 2 hours worth of footage and narrowed it down to like 4 minutes, and I just screen recorded the whole time, and it's like instrumental music, just basically a beat, like a lo-fi beat or whatever. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but it sounds cool. But anyway, yeah, and then just kind of did that. Let's put like a shadow on his leg here, because his leg's inside the shoe. And a shadow up here because his shirt. Well, that just negated the whole fact that I put the... Well, why is that there? But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to do just, I don't know, have fun with it and show the whole process, because that's most of the stuff that I get, or most of the comments and stuff will be like, how do you do that? So I want to show, like, I don't know. I just think I want to show people how it's done. And, like, the fact that, like, it does take way too damn long. And it's funny, too, because the minor details, but when you zoom out, like, it does, like, start to... Yeah, you can't really tell yet. But you'll see, like, another hour on this kid. But yeah, and I use masks. That was the one thing I took me a minute to learn, because I would take the eraser and erase, or I would, like, adjust the actual layer as far as, like, shadows and stuff instead of adding that, and then I would, like, screw up a shadow, and I wouldn't realize it until like an hour later, and I can't go back and fix the shadow because I drew it actually on the layer instead of an adjustment layer, like right here. And I would do that all the time. Same thing with this dude's leg. Like, instead of adding this, like, adjustment layer where you take the levels all the way down and throw it on top, I would do it to the actual layer, screw it up, and then I would have to start all over. This way, at least there's an adjustment layer on there. But, you know, if you don't, I guess if Photoshop's foreign, then it doesn't matter either way. But where am I? So when I start, I need to shoe shadow. And what's this? This is the shoe. And this is the actual kid. No, this is kid shadow. That's the kid. Alright. That's another thing I have trouble doing. I forget to label things and I'm like searching for the layer forever. So label your layers here. I do not like this red, but again, I'm kind of moving too far ahead. I'm gonna start cropping this kid out, or masking. Sorry, masking him out. I just went through that whole thing about masking. So I'm gonna take the hardness up to like 90. So it doesn't, like his skin and stuff, it's gonna be slightly, not gonna be like too perfect of an edge. So what the heck is this? I think that's just a shadow, right? I think so. So yeah, see how blurry? Dude's got sand in his hands. Oh my gosh. I swear, you know, when you start something and you're like, you don't want to start it because it won't be perfect or it won't be everything, or like, you know, you're like, well, I don't know how to do that, or I don't feel confident doing that, or whatever. Insert some sort of insecurity and you've got it, you know? And like I was really nervous at first about sharing a lot of this stuff because, like, one, I'm shy. I don't like talking. Like, I don't like attention. You know me at all. Like, I don't want recognition. I don't want to be known. I don't care about that stuff. Like, I just want to fly under the radar, you know? But, like, oh, buddy. I don't even know. I was losing my train of thought. I was just rambling. Another reason. Oh yeah. You don't want to start something until you like know what you're doing. You know, until you're ready. And the truth is, you're never going to be ready for something that you've never done before. Like you can prepare, and that's smart. Definitely prepare for things, and you know, kind of research them, watch other people do them. Like I said, I watch other people make these things and do Photoshop tutorials and like entertaining videos and all that stuff. It is hard to talk and focus for sure. It's hard to just focus, really. Let's be honest. But like it's really hard. Shit. But yeah. So you kind of want to wait till you're ready, you know, like, and especially when you're starting out and being like, I'm gonna do this, and you tell all your friends, and you tell the internet, and you tell all this stuff, and you don't know what you're doing, you know, and then it's kind of intimidating. And this is how this is for me. Like, I'm not one to stand up in front of people and do anything. Like I don't like attention and stuff. So it's like I'm never going to be ready to do this. But I know people like you know, I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I really wanted to share this because I have been using Photoshop literally 2 decades at least. I don't know. I was probably 15, 14, which was 20 years ago, which, oof. But yeah, and it's been, I mean, you can say it's been a big part of my life. Like, I do a lot of stuff with it. That's the shoe. And it's just been fun, you know, and I post a lot of these images. And I'll get a lot of being like, I can't believe you do that. I can't, you know, so I'm just like, all right, maybe it'll be fun to get out of my comfort zone. It'll be fun to get out of my little shell here. And one of my main goals, my literally my main financial goal, I suppose, is to live on the road or be able to, not necessarily always traveling, but just location freedom whenever I want it, you know? Like, I don't want to be anywhere. What is that? It seems like a piece of sand or something. And I know that this can help, not necessarily in a way of like selling anything, but like I said, I have these shirts, I have like all sorts of little stuff here and there, and I don't really anticipate sharing like tutorials. Like I don't. I'm just kind of like Photoshop's hard because there's like 101 ways to do everything in Photoshop. Not actually, but there's a lot of ways to do. There's more than one way to do anything, and I'm still learning the technical side of it. Like, to be honest, I should be just taking the pen tool and just outlining this dude pretty crudely. What the heck is this? Oh, it's his other hand. I don't want that in there. I know, dude. What the heck? So I'm just gonna outline him instead, because again, you're not gonna notice. This is another reason why I'm not gonna make tutorials, because I'm still learning. I'm still, you know, it might be a shell. Whatever it is, it's not going in my picture, so I'm taking it out. Shoot. Actually, I'm not stressing these shadows. I'll probably figure it out as I go. I don't have a game plan on them yet, though. But that is just bad. Like, that's not anywhere close to what it should be. Like, if you look at a kid inside, like, a reptile exhibit in a museum, he's not going to have this crazy shadow on his head. Or his knees or any of that. So I don't know. We'll figure it out, though, whenever I get there. No shells in this. It's a fucking sign on the door, dude. No shells. You gotta keep those things locked up outside. What the heck? Why do you have long hair? Just joking. Harry's got long hair, so it works out perfect. It's just, what the crap, man? Yeah, change the tint. That might be a good. Yeah, because it's like, this doesn't. I don't know. But I still got to get rid. Like, this is super bright and that's super dark, so I have to figure out, like, clone stamp it, maybe, and then, man, I've never been good with hair either. Like, as far as cropping it out and stuff. Like, I know there's like a if then thingy. I think that's what it's called. Not sure. I'm just gonna crudely do it though until I go and look at it. Not really good with the names on things either. It's like, oh yeah, it's that thing that does the stuff with the thing, you know? It's another part of this that I don't really, when you're talking about it, you kind of figure out like what things are named and whatnot. Otherwise, I just start clicking stuff and see what happens. Like earlier with the levels and versus the brightness and stuff, like I'm not sure the difference, to be honest. I just always go for levels for some reason. And I don't know why. It's just what I've always done. I'm not even entirely sure there's a big difference. Alright, in this little bit I don't need to do anything because the shoe's in the way. And I already did that, so I really just need to make a selection of that. Go here. I need to invert this because I've already got a mask set up, so if I make another one, that'll just be silly. So, edit. What am I doing? Invert. There we go. Okay. And then I want to make sure that the mask is selected. So on each layer, when you make a mask, you have the actual layer where the image is, and then you have the mask. So make sure the mask is selected. Turn this thing up and get to erasing or coloring or whatever. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting because then the inside looks completely different. And then this, let's hide that kid layer. And then this has different colors and stuff as that. But then you've got, so I'm going to take, first of all, I'm going to try to match the shoe. So I'm going to go back to this and then add in, add in another adjustment. And we're going to do hue, yes, we're going to do hue and saturation and see if we can kind of match this yellow to like the same hue or whatever as the Bashel green or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what I was saying there, but you've got some options here, and I'll probably end up desaturating it and changing it to like a blue or maybe like a white with like a gummy. Yeah, maybe I'll lighten them up. And then boy, that does not look good. I don't know. I don't know what to pick. And then I'm going to take back the soul. Take it. And then turn it into that gummy look still. Gummy! Not that gummy. Let me take the opacity. Yeah, that's better. Actually, I think it'd be this too, right? Yep. I think. Yeah, now it's gummy. Awesome, dude. Thank you for coming in to chat and helping me figure out this. I'll definitely post the results and all that other fun stuff too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Cool. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'll still be on, but I'll see you soon. I might. I'm kind of having fun, to be honest. So yeah, there's a silly looking shoe. And I've got the shadow on there. Another cool thing about these layer styles, or shadows and stuff on top and whatever, is that you can edit all of it like that. It's kind of fun. I'm actually going to go in and make it even bigger difference here. Nope. I like watching all this stuff kind of pop. Like I've seen, like I said, I watched other people, and I like watching the shadows and the highlights and stuff just pop. Like, I love the glows, I love all that kind of stuff. Should I get rid of that Nike sign? Probably, huh? I mean, I know there was Nike in the 80s and stuff, but like, it just seems a little silly to have that. So yeah, let's get rid of it. Alright. So I'm going to rasterize. And it's going to look weird once you've changed the color and stuff when you rasterize it, because it'll pop up as the orange even though you change the color, because you have an adjustment layer on top. So what you're doing is you're actually messing with the, or you're changing the layer under it, which is still that same color. So if you see that orange, that's why, or whatever color it was, the original color, that's why. So this is the clone stamp, which I use quite often, all the time. And it's really cool it's really helpful on these parts that are all the same, or textures, like patterns and stuff that you can line up easily. And don't stress over like these little dark areas and stuff. I just kind of, well, maybe I'll do something like this to get rid of a little bit of it, just so it doesn't look like a Nike sign. Oops. But again, this is a very small part of this picture, so a lot of these little imperfections you're not going to see. That worked out pretty darn well, didn't it? Not too shabby. Anyway, so I was just getting rid of a Nike sign. So if I zoom out, this is what I've got so far. I don't know who's here and what people are watching, but I know it looks a little different. The process of these things, the way I do them, are, it looks like, if you watched my first chapter with the car, I actually just posted in my stories earlier that that clip, but it looks a little messy the way I do them at first. So, but I think in the end it turns out pretty well most of the time, except the shadow, man, is gonna be hard. Especially in the hair too. Boy. Yeah. Dang. I wonder if I could like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like how to do that. Where's the snake? So let me crop out this snake. Get everything cropped out first. Yeah, I don't really have a set like way I edit photos. Like I don't like always crop everything out and then shade and then do whatever. Like I know some people have their set ways of doing things. Some people like edit completely different elements. But I don't really have like a go-to method. I just kind of tackle it as it comes. I'm sure I could be more efficient if I had a game plan in that aspect, but I'm not sure. Maybe by the end of this 190 some odd images, I'll have figured that out. And I'm sure develop a style. That's another thing. Like, I don't know if I have like a true style. I have kind of like what I've been making for other people and stuff, but I don't know if I have my own true style. So I'm sure that'll develop over all these images I'm making for this project as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. Like I made a promise and then I said it out loud a whole bunch so I'd follow through. Because and by making a promise, I just told myself I'd do it. I didn't like promise. You know, I have no other obligation other than my words, my bond. But I wanted to do every chapter of every book, and I thought that'd be a lot of fun. But I was really intimidated by that because I knew that the first images, even though I've been using this app, Photoshop, for 2 decades, I knew that the first images wouldn't be what I want them to be. You know, I wouldn't, not that they wouldn't be any good, but like, yeah, I just knew that they wouldn't be where I would want them to be. So I was intimidated to start because I didn't want that to happen. But I knew that if I never started, I would never get past that. And I would always know that like, oh, those first images are gonna suck. And the thing is that like, when you understand that, the quicker you do it, the quicker you get past that, and the quicker you stop sucking. But like, if you ask anybody who's done anything in the beginning, and every time I've ever started something new, whether it's something that's similar to things that I've already done or something brand new, that the beginning is always the hardest. It's always the ugliest and whatever else. So the goal is to just stay consistent and not go through the motions by any means. But it was the same thing when I was losing weight. You know, the first week I didn't really push myself too hard. I was just pumped I showed up for myself. And in doing that, it's not like I could, like, I remember I did 8 push-ups on my knees, and that's all I could do. But if I never kept going, I'd never gotten past that. And I eventually got way past that, and I mean, not way past that. Like I did 25 or something on my toes, but still, like that's a far cry from 8 on your knees. But if I was always terrified of doing those 8 on my knees, and this is similar, you know, but except I'm now doing 8 push-ups on my knees in front of the internet. So it's kind of intimidating in that aspect too. So there's 2 people on watching. That's kind of wild. Just watching me do this rambling, huh? Yeah, quick recap. I'm cropping out this snake. And it's Harry at the zoo with the Dursleys and Piers, even though in the movie Piers isn't there. But this is about the moment where Harry's going to be talking to the snake. So I'm cropping out this snake from this white background. Not super crude, but definitely not super pretty either. And I'm masking him out. And this is what I got going on so far. So I'm gonna add this in there now, but what I want to do is figure out where this is gonna go, or if I even, yeah, I definitely need, get rid of those 2 guys for now, and I'm just gonna crop out the window frame here first. And when you mask stuff out, it doesn't have to be super perfect when you do it, because you can go back and kind of adjust it if needed, but you want to get it pretty close enough because you don't want to have to go back and tedious like adjust everything you cropped out. So would it make sense if it was here? I mean, the perspective's all off, but you can easily change that. Yeah, no, that's not necessary. So let's see, I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to change all this into snake home, because I don't know what it's actually called. What is it, like the habitat, I think is what it's actually called. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. So yep, we're gonna do this. Get out of here. We're gonna do this. I'm going to that. I don't think it lines up, does it? All right. So silly. I'm gonna make a selection with that. Oh, I need to change this to raster, and then I'm going to change the perspective on it. I'm going to drop this down. Kind of make it look like it's flat against the wall there a little bit. Perfect. And then that's going to create that gap there though, isn't it? Kinda. Thought it would be worse. That's why I made 2 images, but that's not too bad. I can just clone stamp that. So I probably won't even need that. Let's get rid of that. Hopefully I didn't need that. And then let's go back to that. Gosh, I hope this isn't as boring as I think it's gonna be, but that's okay. That's probably why people keep coming in and leaving. But I'm gonna keep going. So I've got image adjustments. No. Man, oh yeah, that's tough to keep focused. So I'm gonna open that back, or not open it, but turn this back on, I guess is what it's called. I'm not sure. Click, 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 click. Yeah, there we go. Take the hardness though. Go back here. I wonder what I look like when I crouch down and do that stuff. It's so funny. I didn't realize I did that until I watched a video of myself editing that I made like a couple days ago or whatever, and I'm like, why am I doing like all this hunch stuff? It's kind of funny. Okay, so now we have that. Well, it seems kind of weird to use this, doesn't it? Like, I don't think that's necessary now. I wonder if I could fake a whole room at this point. Might be kind of fun. Just put that. Let me. Move that up there. And then. So I've got this color here. I'm going to throw him. Yep. Okay. Throw that, and then we're gonna do a floor. Man, it's. Sorry, I didn't realize anybody was watching. So, like I don't know if you again, like I feel like I say the same thing over and over again, but you watch the first one. I didn't realize how sloppy things looked until um, I was like in the middle of editing the last chapter, first chapter of the first book. Um, but yeah, things look sloppy until they start coming together. So I apologize. Um, but it'll all come together. You kind of have to have that like sort of faith in that it will. Not necessarily you as like somebody watching, but just also while editing, you kind of have to have that faith, like it's going to look good. Um, yeah. So I was just trying to look at it. So, this is kind of wonky now. Hardness. I don't want it that. Yeah, I do. Not X. Alright. That's kind of big. That's okay. Oh, that's a door back there, isn't it? Oh, man. I didn't realize that was a door. This is going to be a little weird because I kind of, like, I should have probably rebuilt this whole area, but it's okay. Um, I don't want this door to be in the shot either. So, getting rid of that. Don't necessarily need all that either. I got this tree here. Can get rid of. No. What do I want here? Too dark. Here. It's kind of got that weird thing above it, doesn't it? Alright. Yeah, I'm just getting rid of this door for no real reason other than I don't want it there. And it wasn't even something that I fully noticed until just a second ago. So, but I did want this gone, and that's why I'm taking the time to get rid of that. And this is the kind of stuff that it's not like it doesn't matter what it looks like, but it's pretty easy to get away with stuff that doesn't look 100% perfect. so you can kind of get away with more than you normally could otherwise. Okay, and then when you zoom out, like, it just kind of looks like that's the way it's been. All right. And so this is a very crude layout of what it's going to be. Snake home, that's not true. That is going to be the background here. I don't want that in that. Alright, so this is the, I don't know, ish of what it's gonna look, or the layout. Honestly, I'm probably gonna make the snake bigger. Yep, that's how that's gonna go. Let's see here. Where is, I'm gonna crop. I'm actually gonna keep original, which is 1-1. But instead of the rule of thirds, I'm gonna look at the golden ratio. And so what's that versus rule of thirds? The rule of thirds is basically a simplified version, even though at least the snake I was on point with it. That's the spiral rule of thirds. So I'd either, yeah, but see, I want this third to go the middle of the tank, because right now, if you look at the golden ratio, it's not in the middle of that either. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it up a tiny, tiny bit. Oh, that's putting everything up a tiny, tiny bit. Oh, because it's crop. I want it. Okay, so is this snake supposed to be that big? That's another thing. I don't know much about this snake. But in the books and stuff, he's big, super big. So I'm going to make him just a bit bigger. I'm also going to change this kid to not be looking super far down like that. So what I need to do is move this kid, puppet warp him. So I'm going to keep everything basically where it's at as much as possible. Except his head. And I want his head to be like looking up a bit more. So he's looking at the snake and talking to the snake. Kind of want his hands to move. I know it's going to move his legs and stuff too, but I kind of want his hands to move a bit. So I'm going to puppet warp him again and kind of do the same exact. I want to put these like little markers on the spots I don't want to move. I want his hands to kind of. His arms are going to be all wonky that way though, huh? Well, this. Oh, wait. If I can go back, do like one on his wrist, and then. Yeah, then it's just his wrist. So now. Perfect. Okay. It's kind of a little bit weird. And now the shadows are even more off. But we had to fix the shadows anyway, so it's not really a problem for me. And I want to probably warp these. Oh, what did I do? I want to warp the shoes also. So here I'm just going to do the corners. And then I'm going to drag up that little bit to make it a little more flat. I think his foot's popping out the bottom. Yeah. So I'm going to mask that out real quick. And now, cool. I want to go to get like a floor. Not flu. Wow, good job. Floor. And see if I can find one that's not. I want this angle, but I don't want it in the house. Those are all wooden floors, man. Why are you giving me wooden floors? That's kind of weird. But I really only need it as an overlay, to be honest. So I don't even need to really make it this big of a deal. But naturally I'm making it this big of a deal. Alright, this is silly. Again, don't need to make it that big of a deal. What I could do is just grab this one. I'm going to download that for free. This is Unsplash. It's just a royalty-free images. And shouldn't have opened it in Photoshop. Take that, put it over here, and we're going to use this as an overlay. Why did I put GB? BG. Alright, I'm going to use that as an overlay. And really the key for this is you want to turn down the opacity so you can see the background through it. And you want the horizon line, or where the wall meets the floor in the other picture, to do the same thing there. And then turn the opacity back up. What I'm going to do is take that and then mask that out. Invert it so it's actually masked out. Slide that under the border. Yep. And then probably screen. Yep, and that'll work. And so that way, there's just a little bit of texture on there. And it's not just like a plain, like, nothing. So there's that. And I'm actually going to take that same one and do the wall. And it's truly not going to matter that perspective that I did on it. Because you won't be able to see much of it anyway. So let's see if that actually worked. It kind of looks like crap. I think I zoomed in too much. Yeah, too much. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I started doing a little tiny bit of the shadows. The one thing I don't think I like too much about this is that his head lines up with this border. I mean, I like it in the sense that you know, it kind of uses it as like a what do you call it, like a focal point, I guess. But I don't like it because it clashes, I guess. So I'm gonna have to separate them a tiny bit, which is fine. I'm also gonna have to move that snake head. So I want him to be looking at the snake. And so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna puppet warp the snake. So in order to do this, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make sure that there's anchor points pretty much everywhere that I want to be stable. And then move this guy. And I probably now at this point want his head to be up. Maybe not that quite elongated, but yeah. So now that they're kind of talking to each other. See what I'm saying? Apply that. All right. So now it's starting to look a little bit better. And what I honestly could do So I can make the kid bigger because the only perspective that we have here is this. And I guess these leaves are a certain size, but they don't have to be. So there's really not any measure of perspective, because this could be a giant boa constrictor, it could be a smaller one, it could be whatever. This kid could be, he's supposed to be a 10-year-old in the books. So, but really the only two things that we have to, or there's three. There's the snake, there's the kid, and then there's the enclosure, I guess. I don't know. Snake home. I kind of want it off to the side to make it seem like it's a big snake home. I'm going to keep calling it snake home. I don't even care. So the one thing I want to do now is to start making the shadows and the lighting look much, much better. So now that I have kind of the layout and everything cropped out on separate layers, so there we go. Now we have everything cropped out, separate everything. I'm not going to use that. So, I really want to adjust this kid because the snake's going to be much easier. I'm not sure what would be the best to do first. So, I'm probably going to say the kid. Just so I can see what I am capable of doing and then go from there with the snake. So honestly, let's get the kid and the shoe to match up, and then I can combine them so they're not just always going to be separated. I want to make sure they match up. So I've got the shoe. I'm going to change. Alright, let's start. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to duplicate this kid layer. I'm going to bring him down. Just so I have him as a backup in case this goes bad. It's because I'm going to try to do some oddball stuff to this kid. See how it goes. Now, should I do it this way or should I lighten him? Because I feel like if I lighten it, it's not going to look good. There's always going to be like discrepancy in that lighting. So I kind of wanted to do at least a little bit this way. So if I do this, it's going to be a little weird, but I can add in my own shadows at that point to recreate the curves of his neck and such. So right now it's just going to look like well, really awkward to be honest. So and I've never done this. Just throwing that out there. Never once. At least not tried to recreate a face and whatnot. So I have no idea if this is actually going to work. And I feel like this is such a complicated way to do this. But here I am. Yeah, probably could have figured out a better way to do this, to be fair, or honest, or whatever people say. I feel like this is going to look really bad when I zoom out. Oh, he looks so splotchy. Not as terrible as I thought, but definitely not that awesome. Not sure I'm going to do the knee. Alright, well, since I did it that way, let me go back to this, hit levels. Let's do the highlights then. Okay. Oof, yeah, I'm gonna have to change that. That's ugly. Let's try the, since it's just an adjustment layer, I can still make those adjustments and see how it goes. Okay. It's very white. Whoop. No. Oh shit, that's ugly. Wow, I wish I knew the best way to go about doing this, because I don't know how to fix shadows like this. This is the one thing that I just never really did. I've, like, really creating these surreal scenes is kind of brand new to me. Like these surreal composite images is pretty new. Like matching up shadows, and kind of learning on the fly. So yeah, I don't like that highlight at all. So I'm gonna have to try to change this up a bunch. What I'm gonna end up having to do is create a light source from behind him, which, you know, it is what it is at this point. Because otherwise, I'm not sure I'm going to make this work as far as I know how. So what I'm going to end up having to do is it's going to need to be more yellow. Oh, it is pink. Right? And I'm not smart enough to figure out the adjustments on the individual colors. Not that I'm not smart enough, I'm just not able to. I don't have enough experience in that. Like, I've never done that. So I'm not going to do that. Alright, since the light source is coming from this side, I'm going to basically, I'm going to hide this layer first. That way we've got a basic layer, but on top of that, there's snake highlights. So there we go. There's snake highlights, snake shadows, and they're both hidden. So anywhere I paint white is going to be, if it's here, it's going to be a highlight. So I'll show you that. Oh, this is brightening, but I have it on 37, so it's not going to brighten enough. So there's the brightness, and if it's here, it's going to be a shadow. So now I can go in and adjust, fine-tune all of the highlighted areas, and then create that really drastic depth of a really dramatic, I guess, view or whatever. So right now I'm just going to paint kind of crudely over it. And that's where that's going to go. It's probably going to end up having to be even brighter and more yellow than that, but we'll stick with that for now. That yellow is going to have to come from a layer adjustment. Anywho, I'm going to do the highlights and shadows right now. hit these details like behind the eye. I want that to be more of a shadow. Not that drastic of a shadow, but I definitely want there to be a shadow. And for the highlight, I'm going to add So anyway, I'm just adding these highlights and shadows to the snake. Sorry, I got lost in the moment there. I wasn't thinking about anything. Which is kind of fun because that's what I've been really working on, is staying present. And that was quite a bit of fun there, just focusing on editing the snake and not really thinking about anything else. So thanks for allowing me to do that. I don't even know how to describe this because it's kind of slow and tedious and you get the same thing over and over and over again, sort of. Just kind of want to add a little bit of a highlight there. Alright, let's see what it looks like as the whole snake. Interesting. So let's get rid of those two and see how it looked like before. And that's with the shadows. 4 with the shadows. Alright, but the shadows... Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit. Ooh, color. So if I did the highlights, would that make it a yellow highlight? No. I've never done this before, this part. Wait, did that? No, I didn't. I don't know, I didn't pay attention. Shoot. No. Because oh, wait. Okay. There. Snake highlights. No. So what would I need? Let's see. So that's adding more red. Is this taking red away? I think so. So green and blue make yellow. Wouldn't that? That's changing it to blue. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. If I do red and green, that's no. It's more of a green. Wait, is that yellow? That is yellow. Okay. I don't want it super yellow though. Just want it slightly yellow. Oh, that is not yellow. Wow. What the heck? Oh. Here we go. So one. Alright, so it's blue. The snake shadows, blue. Let's go up just a bit. Yeah, okay, cool. Like I said, guys, I've never done quite like this before. Like I've been using Photoshop for years and years and years, but I've never made these sort of composite, surreal images before. So this is a way to push my boundaries, get real vulnerable, and yeah, really just show that, you know, we all have a lot to learn no matter what we're doing and how long we've been doing it. So, okay, so now that I've got the snake sort of, no, he's not sort of matched up at all. Okay, let's go back to the snake shadows, because this kid's shadows, man, those are super dark. So, hey, thanks, man. I wasn't planning on being on still, but I got lost in the moment. I was still enjoying it. But yeah, look at the difference in this snake. Look at that. And then that. I mean, it's still like super crude. I gotta go in and fine tune it, but like, that's a big difference. So I realized, alright, so I moved this kid's head up, moved the snake's head up, so they're kind of looking at each other. Because the kid's head was looking really far down, and then the snake's head was down and it wasn't really right. So now they're kind of looking at each other. I got the shadows. I could not, dude. I tried to. Yeah, it was bad. I could not figure out how to fix these shadows. So I decided the light source is gonna be, for some reason, like coming from here. So I don't know. I don't know. So it's gonna be like a dark exhibit with a light coming from this area here for some reason. That's the goal. Yeah, he was looking at that shell like he was like, oh man, this shell's broken. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I came to this beach trying to find some shells, and this damn crab fucking busted out like he owns the place. Alright, shoes. Let's get some shoes. Shoe shadow. Shoe shadow. So if the lighting's from here, pretty much all this is gonna be dark. That's not dark. That's the opposite of dark. That's the dark one. I need this stuff to be stupid dark, because it's got to match how dark. Look at these shadows. You can barely see any. That's the other thing too, is matching these shadows, man. Oof. The shoes, I don't like the way the shoes cropped out, or the shoes masked out either. The boy's got a pointy shoe and it looks really weird. Oh, that's too... Boy does not need a pointy shoe. Come on, kid. Get your shoes together, man. Ta-da! Alright, but for real though, this shoe's gotta get dark. You gotta get dark, homie. Crap. Kid's legs gotta get dark. You just the whole thing. Just get dark. Probably gonna have to mess with these shadows a bit too to kind of match what I did here. Shoe shadow. Shoe shadow. Oops. Nope. 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 That's the one. It might be too dark. Alright. So here, I'm just gonna try to add in, and not necessarily add in some shadows, but make this kid's shadows similar to the shadows I made on the shoes, so there's not an obvious difference there. Even though it kind of looks like an obvious difference. But if you added a shadow, watch this, if you add a shadow to... That's floor, right? Yes. Floor. Floor. Yeah, if you add a... There we go. No. Add a shadow to this floor. No, that's not gonna work either, is it? Because that is gonna need, yeah, it's gonna need to be over this way more, because that shadow's behind him, or whatever. The light source is behind him. Well, dang, how much is this gonna be in this? The shadow is gonna be in that. If it's such a steep thing here. Okay, alright, let's figure this out. Because this kid. If that's the shadow, then it's probably gonna end up on this damn snake's face. Right? And it would be. Is the snake too low? Let's see. I think that looks better. That helps out a lot, I think. But I still think, like, that kid, we got 6,000. He needs to be over more, I think. Let's see, the snake's at 4. Yeah, maybe the snake goes just a tiny bit smaller. Mm. Night shift mode, or night mode came on. That's bad news when you're editing. Move that. Does it 2, 4? Yeah. 2. So this is a rule of thirds, which it's kind of a, not a guideline, but it's generally you like things. Most of the time people put the subject in the middle, which is okay, but when you're building a scene and there's multiple elements that are kind of important, you don't really want just one thing in the middle. You kind of want to build, so when you do that, you build on the thirds, and it makes the whole thing look more aesthetically pleasing, I guess. That's kind of the general rule of thirds and how you use it. Ish. So the thing about that is too is you have to like kind of use your own judgment with stuff like this. I put this in the middle here, so the middle of the snake home is on the third. That was my thought process. It probably would be a little bit better if that was like straight 3000 in the middle, just to kind of cap that off. Let's see if I can make that happen and see if that looks even better. Get rid of the guides. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's nobody on live. So let's go back to the rule. So even though it won't necessarily work, I don't know. He's pretty dang close to the snake, but that might work. Kind of like that. So now the shadow on the snake is going to be totally different. I think the snake needs to move up some. Honestly, I think I'm going to get off here. I've been on this live for, what, 2.5 hours now? Am I even still on live? Yeah, dang. 2.5 hours. Almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. Way longer than I thought that was going to happen. I got a text message. Probably shouldn't read that on live. Anyway, guys, if you dig this at all and you want to keep seeing it, not that I'll stop necessarily, but it would help to keep things moving. I do have a shop up of things that I've made. Like I said in the very beginning, if anybody's still watching now, I've got some stickers. I kind of made them into like a little pack. You get both of these guys for $5. And then I've got these chapter images that I'm making. I'm selling them as prints, as these instant prints. They're kind of like Polaroids, except they're made by Fujifilm, and they're pretty freaking awesome, to be honest. I really like these a lot. I'm really glad I started making these. But those are on there as well. I'm going to have the different chapter images, but I've also got different images throughout the Wizarding World. I've got shop fronts and stuff. I've got more things coming. I've got the butterbeer cart and various things that I've been working on. But yeah, this is the little shop I have, the store. Some of these things are going, some of them are staying. I've got some shirts, stickers, prints. I also have a Patreon. If you're interested in just like showing some love, supporting, um, there's different tiers. If you're not familiar with Patreon, you get different tiers, is what they call them. And for certain membership levels, you get various perks or benefits or merch or whatever. It depends on the person that's doing it and what they want to give. I have um, 3 different tiers that you can support monthly if you're into that kind of thing. 3, 11, and 21. I was really hesitant on 21, but I threw it up there just in case any of you guys are crazy enough to do it at some point. Um, but even $3, I mean, I'll throw you guys some. If you do that, I'll throw you some stickers and stuff. Like I just really appreciate the support and the love for everything. So those are a couple ways. I mean, I also have PayPal and stuff if you just want to throw me $1 or two. But if not, keep watching, share with your friends, and I'll keep working on this image, and I'll show you guys the end result. I've got some shadows and highlights and colors and stuff I'm going to be doing in the middle and all this stuff. So I just think I've been on here long enough. So I'm going to get off, do my meditations and whatnot, and get ready for bed. So I appreciate everybody who hopped on to say hi, all that other stuff. Like it means the world to me, and I really appreciate it. So, anywho, I love you.